Good afternoon. Can everybody hear over the traffic noise? This is loud enough? We're good? All right. Hey, a couple of quick introductions before we get started. So thanks to everyone for coming out this afternoon on a gorgeous day. With us today, we have County Executive Steve Shue, who will be speaking in just a few moments. And then we are also joined by Delegate Nick Kipke, Delegate over here, later. And Delegate Michael Malone is all here, and Delegate Sid Saab right here. So thank
Seth
you.
Howard.
And then who?
Delegate Seth Howard.
And
Delegate Seth Howard.
there we go. And so
Seth Howard.
Delegate Seth Howard. So thank you. Thanks everyone for being here. So I'm Pete Ron, Secretary of the Maryland Department of Transportation, and it is great to be here in Annapolis with Governor Hogan and County Executive Shue. Investing more in roads and bridges has been a primary focus of Governor Hogan. Just Monday, we broke ground on the Purple Line, which obviously is not a highway and bridge, but a very important project. And I have to tell you, so the governor is not only a highly skilled chief executive, but he is also quite an excavator operator in tearing down a building for the start of construction over in Prince George's County. And I also have to tell you is that he was enjoying it quite a bit as I continued to tap his leg that he was supposed to stop, and he went on for several minutes more, quite actively ripping this building apart. And I think maybe we have a new profession for you after your second term as Governor Hogan. And seriously, back in 2015, Governor Hogan made a promise to Marylanders to bring innovative transportation solutions and congestion relief issues to our state. And today, just like Monday, is another example of his delivery on that promise. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Governor Hogan.
Well, thank you very much, Pete. I did have fun on that excavator on Monday, I got to tell you. It was, I had an event last night and 3 different excavation companies offered me jobs when I'm done. They had this thing set up so that all I had to do was push a lever forward and it was supposed to fall down and break the building. But I played around with both joysticks and I spent 5 minutes in there and tore half the building down. It was probably the most fun I've had since being governor. So thank you. Took out a lot of frustrations on that building. It was a stress reliever. But good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Secretary Ron, thank you for a great job. And Greg Slater, our Administrator of the State Highway Administration, is here along with our great County Executive, Steve Shue, here in Anne Arundel County. But as Pete mentioned, Monday we broke ground on the Purple Line. We're here today to relieve congestion along Route 50 and the Severn River Bridge. And tomorrow we're going to be kicking off construction on the widening of Route 32 in Howard County. But I'm very pleased to have County Executive Shue with us today, along with House Minority Leader Nick Kipke and our other delegates represented. I want to thank all the legislators who supported this project and who are here today, and thank the county for their support and for making this a priority as well. I'm pleased to be here with all of you to celebrate the construction and to add a 4th lane to Route 50 East from Rowell Boulevard across the Severn River Bridge to Route 450. For nearly 3 years, our administration has been working hard to rebuild our state's transportation infrastructure. After 8 years of neglect and after $1 billion had been drained from the Transportation Trust Fund, it was improperly siphoned and spent on things totally unrelated to transportation. But after all that, we had crumbling roads and bridges and the worst traffic congestion in the nation. Some of the worst of that traffic, particularly during the summer months, has been right here along US Route 50 and the Severn River Bridge. And thanks to the fact that, and thank you for the folks that are here from the legislature that helped with this, and County Executive Shue, we successfully repealed that roadkill bill, which had halted the improvements to this bridge and all of the other priority projects in Anne Arundel County. We can now move forward on nearly all of the top priority transportation projects, not only here in Anne Arundel County, but also in every single jurisdiction across the state, from one end of the state to the other. We're moving forward with the most important projects in Anne Arundel County, including upgrades to Maryland Route 3, traffic flow improvements to Maryland Route 175, expanding capacity on Maryland Route 198, and the widening of 295. And today, we're announcing the start of construction for this critical project, which will add a fourth lane to the eastbound US Route 50 bridge over the Severn River. This important Route 50 corridor connects Marylanders to jobs, recreation, and opportunities. But every single day, 126,000 drivers are faced with serious backups that plague this bridge and this stretch of Route 50. On a typical summer Friday, that number swells to more than 145,000 vehicles. And this is a serious bottleneck that is a constant headache. And for many Marylanders who live in Annapolis, and the Annapolis area, and the Broadneck Peninsula, as well as for commuters and vacationers who are trying to reach the Eastern Shore, this will provide much needed relief from the congestion that plagues this corridor. And I'm pleased to announce that construction to add this fourth lane to the eastbound span of the bridge will begin in just a matter of days, just after the Labor Day weekend. And this newly designed Severn River Bridge is planned to be open for business before next year's commissioning week at the Naval Academy and before Memorial Day weekend. During the construction period, there will be no daytime lane closures. All of the work will be completed during off-peak hours and at night. Moving forward with this important project and getting construction underway is great news for Annapolis, for Anne Arundel County, for the Eastern Shore, and for the state of Maryland. We have invested an additional $2 billion in new transportation projects. We put a total of $14.8 billion into the Consolidated Transportation Plan. There are now currently nearly 1,000 construction projects totaling $9 billion that are currently under construction in nearly every single jurisdiction in the state, including $240 million in road improvements right here in Anne Arundel County, like the $22.8 million project that we are announcing today. With these improvements, we are continuing to help Maryland citizens go about their lives, their daily lives, in a faster, more efficient, and safer manner. And it's just one more way that together we are changing Maryland for the better. Thank you. And I'm going to turn the podium over to my good friend who's doing an outstanding job as the County Executive of Anne Arundel County, just to say a few words. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Governor, and good afternoon, everyone. It's another beautiful day in Anne Arundel County. It's always sunny here. It's an honor to be here with Secretary Pete Ron and Governor Larry Hogan. Our county is very fortunate to have a friend like Governor Hogan who cares about our roads and has shown his commitment to restoring the state's support for local road maintenance that was so depleted under the prior administration. Governor Hogan's investment of nearly $500 million in the long-term transportation infrastructure of our county shows how important this county is to our state and to his administration. Our county is blessed to have 530 miles of Chesapeake Bay shoreline, but with those blessings come a few problems. Rivers require bridges that lead to peninsulas, all of which can cause traffic nightmares under the right circumstances. Our residents know that the Severn River Bridge is the gateway to the Broadneck Peninsula. Citizens who live in Arnold, Cape St. Clair, Severna Park, and even parts of Pasadena who work in Annapolis and points west travel here daily. These are wonderful communities, but the commute to get in and out of them has become more and more difficult over the years. The Severn River Bridge is a major choke point for our county's commuters, and in the summer, Marylanders find themselves in constant gridlock on their way to the Bay Bridge and to Ocean City. Adding a new eastbound lane will ameliorate this choke point and provide a smoother, more efficient ride for those that cross the bridge. Days like today pave the way for a brighter future for our citizens, and I want to thank the governor for making that possible and for demonstrating such faith in our county, our economy, and our people. Thank you. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you, County Executive. And this concludes the event. We will need